I come from a long line of hangmen by Shuck. This isn't something they teach you in school, but hangmen have always played an important part in any society. I can trace my ancestors all the way back to the late Middle Ages, which is almost unheard of for a family not of nobility. An illustrious lineage of expedient executioners. I would have been the 13th, if anyone would hire me. But you don't want to hear my woes. How about a history lesson instead? In the 17th century, my forebear traveled the length and breadth of Britain. A hangman for hire. Such work was lucrative, but somewhat sporadic, even in the times of witch trials and piracy on the high seas. A hangman's pay was supplemented by being allowed to tax prostitutes and lepers. However, even in the draconian days, hangmen were shunned by others. Their honest work, though very necessary, was viewed as blood money, their skilled hands tainted. The masses' mindset was maintained throughout the ages. My grandfather, whose skills were legendary, parlayed his pay into the opening of a pub, but locals never accepted him as a friend, many spitting in his face and cursing his name. My grandfather served the authorities throughout World War II, finishing several notorious Nazi figures after Nuremberg. Just a quick glance at these wretches was enough to judge the length of the rope required to end their time. But despite his years of loyal service, my grandfather received scant recognition or reward. Kings and prime ministers see our kind as beneath them. They always have. After the war, he hanged murderers and unfortunates found guilty by an inflexible British justice system, and he taught his trade to my father, who in turn taught it to me. I inherited the tools of the trade, a thick brown noose darkened through years of use, countless necks enveloped in such a snug loop. Some were coarse against the skin, but I guess that's the least of people's worries when they stand above the trapdoor. The leather straps which fasten around wrists, waists, and ankles were made to last. The eyes of them are stretched through struggle. A black velvet hood. Is that merciful or perverse? My dad hid his bitter disappointment when he showed me the ropes. Taught me in a pragmatic way, dispassionate to the last. I was just happy to be getting any sort of attention. Britain doesn't hang people anymore, but I remember him saying, "You never know, they might bring it back, lass." It's the one time I saw him smile. Then he had me run through my measurements again, based on height and weight. A clean snap, no pain, no more suffering, no more anything. Just an end, and that can be a relief. Witnesses might sigh deeply and carry on with their lives. They might even be happy, though that is surely incidental. I bequeathed my tools to a museum after they've been used this final time. No one will hire a hangwoman. I've inquired worldwide. Tradition will be the death of me.